Okay, welcome back. Last time we made our way back through all of the red and green tracks to earn their CTR tokens, and today we're going to be doing the exact same thing for the blue and yellow tracks. So hopefully we can get through these without too much hassle, but I know my luck with CTR challenges. I will probably mess up at least one of them, and honestly, I'm really hoping I don't, because honestly, it would just be very annoying to do so. So, basically, fortunately for me, some of these are my favourite tracks in the game, so hopefully I can blaze through them without too much hassle. Also, I would just like to note, yeah, I'm currently going at basically maximum speed for most of these races. I say that as I narrowly avoid getting hit there, and I blew up the missile with the bomb, and with that, we have the C, the T, and the R by halfway through the first lap, so you know what? I'll call that a pretty monumental success until I, slam headfirst into a wall, but hey, that's just me, isn't it? So, basically, also I should note in advance, this and the previous 5-ish episodes, I think, they have all been recorded in one really long recording session. I say a really long recording session. It's only been 2.5, 3 hours. But yeah, so I've knocked all of these out in one so far, mostly because, partially because I just want to keep playing CTR. Yeah. So all of these will have been done in one, and this is being recorded. That was close. But yeah. This has all been recorded on December 14th, so yeah, I'm pretty far ahead of myself currently, but at the same time, this is for a couple of reasons. Partially because I like to, get myself a bit of leeway built up in terms of just having free space, basically. Because sometimes, I'll be honest, despite having a list of games that I want to play for the channel, I don't currently have the means of doing so for some of them, and also, sometimes, sometimes I just decide, okay, I'm gonna do this game, and then sometimes I'm just not feeling it, so I just have to decide on something else. And also, by building up kind of a big, well, not a big amount of space, by just kind of having a bit of a backlog of stuff recorded, it's nice to know that I can just have a bit more kind of free space, really, to do some games that, to kind of just, have some games on in my free time that I can just sit down and put 12 hours a day into. I'm not going to be putting 12 hours a day into them, but, it's a nice thing, And also, I basically just want to be able to, pretty much, I think I will probably end up, key term, probably. Also, I'm going to go do Dragon Mines is the third one, I'm going to do a second. Realistically, if I was doing it from closest to furthest away, I should have done Engine Labs, but whatever. So, yeah. Basically, I'm kind of getting myself ahead of time, mostly just to kind of free up space for some games I want to do in my free time, because honestly, I will probably sit down and play P3, the Persona 3 remake religiously when it plays out if I get it on release day. It's still maybe a little bit up in the air on if I get it on release day. But also, I don't even know how I did that. You know what? Let's just do it this way. I'd never seen that happen before. But yeah, so at some point, gonna do that. Okay, that's not great, but you know what? We do have the Vortex, so that will actually get us a lot of stuff. And I say that as I immediately just crash into another wall. But yeah, so at some point, gonna play P3 remake, and that is probably gonna take a good bit of my free time. And speaking of games I'm playing in my free time, I'm also nearly done with Yakuza 4. I say I'm nearly done with Yakuza 4, I'm not really. And by that I mean, I finished the game, I finished the game, I saw the credits roll on Monday, I'm recording this on Thursday night. right? However, I do still need to go back and beat the game 2 or 3 more times, because the final achievement I need to unlock for Platinum is... basically, the final trophy I need to unlock for Platinum is for beating the game on Legend difficulty. And to get Legend difficulty, I have to beat Hard mode. Actually, I don't remember if it's beating Hard mode unlocks Legend, or if I have to beat Hard mode to get Very Hard mode to get Legend. Either way, I have to just kind of tear through the story of Yakuza 4 a couple more times. Like 2 or 3 more times, and honestly, that's not really going to be too much of a hassle. I will just probably throw on, you know, a couple of podcasts or whatever, and just play through it, because that won't take all that long. Especially, you know, because I'm on New Game Plus, I don't need to worry about healing items or money or anything. I'll be totally fine. And, following on from that, and speaking of games I intend on playing at some point in the near future, Yakuza 5. I'm simultaneously looking forward to playing Yakuza 5 in my free time, because I've heard that it might be the best Yakuza game. But at the same time, I'm also dreading it because that completion list looks miserable. But either way, it's Yakuza. It's Yakuza. It'll be one of those things where I'll be dreading it, then I'll get into it and I'll just be like, oh, what was I worried about? This game is fantastic. Because honestly, Yakuza, just from what I've played Kiwami, Kiwami 2, 3, and 4. 3 is by far the worst. And that's mostly just because, man, some of the combat in 3 just isn't good. And by that I mean, man, it would be great if these enemies stopped blocking for a nanosecond so I could actually attack. Or also, if my attacks did damage, I guess. And I feel like in Yakuza 3 you do nowhere near as much damage as it feels like you should. Anyway, but also, I know that it's distinctly like 100% non-canon, but I also kind of want to try playing Yakuza Dead Souls. I know that it's commonly considered to be not very good, but I kind of want to try playing it. Like, it seems like an interesting game. Like, it doesn't need, like, it might not be necessarily amazing, but I kind of want to try playing it. Partially because it seems like a kind of goofy, funny little side story. But also, I kind of just want to see what happens with it. Also, can I please stop getting nitro crates? Like, I need something to break open this. Like, I need something to be able. Actually, you know what? I'll put on the brakes. There we go. Fantastic. I needed something to be able to open up this additional path to be able to get the R. So if I miss this jump now, I'm going to be annoyed. Fantastic. So I nearly had to throw for that, but you know what? We'll take it. But yeah, really looking for, like, I kind of want to try playing Dead Souls, but at the same time, like, you know, I still have plenty of other Yakuza games to play. I still have 5, I still have 6, I still have 7, I still have 0. By the time this video comes out, Infinite Wealth will be nearly out, I think, if not released already. And then I also have Ishin that I need to play. So, yeah, let's just say there's a lot of those games left for me to play, and I'm looking forward to playing each and every one of them. Because realistically, I haven't been disappointed yet. Like 3 had a slightly annoying combat, but I liked its story a lot. Not so much so I can kind of forgive it for that. Anyway, off we go to the final of these tracks, the final blue track for us, which will be Engine Labs. So, off we go. Oh, and also, I'm gonna go back to Persona 3 just for a minute. Okay, I said just for a minute, it might be a bit more than a minute. At some point, obviously, I do fully intend on playing it on here. I fully intend on playing it on the channel at some point. But my current line of thinking for Persona 3 is that currently my thought is when I eventually do it on here, I'm going to do FES. I know that might not be the most popular. Suggestion on how to play it, especially with Reload coming out very soon. However, I would mostly just like to. Pretty much, my main thought process for why I want to do FES is partially because I think it's like the definitive or best way to play the original game, and I'm going to be playing it without the mod that gives you full party control, because I want to play it like it was originally released. And on top of that, I know that, like, I know it isn't a popular story chapter, but I also do want to cover the answer, because, like it or not, it is a quintessential might not be the right word. It is an essential part of Persona 3's extended narrative. Like, it is the epilogue of that game. And yeah, I know the answer isn't exactly popular, but I still just want to show it to people, basically. Yeah. And also, to be totally honest, like, it's been a couple of years since I played it, but I'll be totally honest, I don't think it was all that bad. Like, yeah, not having a compendium is a little bit of a pain, but you know what? That's just old it is just an old Shin Megami Tensei, I guess, in a kind of broad sense. But still, I do think the answer is really good, and I do fully intend on playing that as well. And on top of that, I think for my own convenience, and also just more, it would also create a bit of a smoother viewing experience. Because if I played Reload, like, if I played the full remake in, you know, like, in glorious HD in everything, and then I suddenly switched to FES to play the answer, it might appear a little bit weird going from, you know, game released in 2023 to, like, game released in 2007, 2008. So for a visual, so kind of just like for clarity purposes, I'm probably going to go for playing the original FES. As obviously, my thoughts may change over time, but that's my current line of thinking for how I'm going to approach doing Persona 3 when I eventually do it on the channel. So that's my current line of thinking, but things may be prone to change. Speaking of which, I also intend on going back and doing Persona 1 on again in probably the quite near future, because I'll be honest, I do love me some Persona 1, as I have mentioned many times in the past. I don't know how often, actually I don't know when the last time I made reference to the fact that I love Persona 1 was, but that is a game that I adore. I love that game so much. And, well, that is also on the docket for a replay at some point this year, and it will more than likely be happening sooner rather than later. And also, yeah, I'm kind of just rambling now. I'm kind of just rambling on about stuff that if future me from the time I'm recording this did make that update video, but I've probably already mentioned and rambled on about in another video. Oh, actually, I think I already mentioned and rambled on about some of this in another video in this series, so I probably rambled on. So I've probably had this ramble to myself like twice within the last hour or two. So yeah. So yeah, don't you worry about that. But yeah, I do have a good few like I don't know how many replays I'm actually gonna get done this year. To be honest, part of me did just say, what if I just did all of them just back to back? It's like, that would probably be a terrible idea. But hey, I do fully intend on redoing everything up to a certain point. And that, hopefully, I mentioned in that update if I made one. Honestly, I really need to just stop rambling and just do the race, shouldn't I? But yeah. So Persona 1 will be happening again at some point this year, and hopefully it'll go well. Hopefully I'll get through it pretty smoothly. and hopefully it will be a bit more entertaining than it was last time. Because I'll be honest, the last time I did P1, it was like the first time I'd like recorded anything, and I think that very clearly shows through. Partially because I had little to no confidence in my talking, and also, much like with all of my old videos, it's just like, is there like audio? Where audio? Oh, because it's just like all my old videos are like ridiculously quiet. That's actually why I've started doing the replays, because some of them are pretty much unwatchably quiet. Like, some of them are pretty much unwatchably quiet to the point at which they might as well not even have audio. Oh, so, yeah, that's the plan for those, and we take our first win here, and I'm gonna stop rambling on here, because I'm gonna stop rambling on about all this here, because I've basically just done the update video in this video. And the update video should have come out like 2 weeks ago from when I made, and if I did end up making it, that should have come out like 2 or 3 weeks ago from when this is going up. Because I am an organized individual sometimes. Note, this is a joke. I am not an organized individual sometimes. Okay, so on to Tiny Arena we go. In case you couldn't tell, yes, I am very lost currently. Okay, so on to Tiny Arena. Let's see how this goes. And by that I mean this one should probably be quite easy. Because realistically, I mean, if you saw the episode where we actually did this race, well, you saw the kind of ridiculous lead I had. However, that jumping over that T definitely doesn't help me out a whole lot. Oh, actually, that's something that happened. Remember a few weeks ago when that GTA 6 trailer came out? That was a thing. I mean, I'm not gonna play it, but... Well, I'm probably not gonna play it, but still. Like, cool trailer. I'll give it that. Note, I'll be honest, GTA just isn't the series that interests me. I mean, at some point I kinda want to go back and try playing some of the older ones again, and actually, that's something else actually. I've never really clicked with GTA, but I loved Red Dead Redemption 1. I never played Red Dead Redemption 2, but I really liked Red Dead Redemption 1, but I never liked... I don't know, just GTA just never clicked with me. To be totally honest, so the following statement is going to sound incredibly petty as a reason to not like as a reason to not like, you know, kind of the game, but like, I really don't like part of the control scheme. Like, just having to mash A to move at any... Like, having to mash A or X, or, you know, depending on which version you're playing, having to mash to maintain any form of, like, not awfully slow forward momentum outside the vehicle is just kind of not fun to me. I don't know, it's just like, great, button mashing is now part of the main experience. I don't know. Like, I know that I am in the, like, extreme minority of people that just aren't really into GTA, but whatever. But, like, that's my personal take on it, and who knows, my opinion on it may change in the future, but for now, it's not something I'm really interested in doing. And I should note though, if I ever did play one of those games, if I did ever choose to play one of those games on here, it would probably be either Vice City, San Andreas, Red Dead Redemption 1, or maybe Bully. Because I remember trying to play Bully years ago, and I remember kind of liking it. Honestly, I know that probably won't like, where's Bully 2? It's been nearly 20 years. Where's Bully 2 at? Like, I think that's one that people would quite like to see come back. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be actually, I would say it probably wouldn't be doing, like, the absolutely insane gangbusters numbers that GTA does, but realistically, I think Rockstar could put their name on basically anything and people would just buy it into millions, so, honestly, I don't know. Either way, like, I always just thought it would be cool to see, I don't know, Bully set in, like, a British prep school in the 1950s or something. That could be cool. But I don't know, I'm just rambling. I'm just talking to myself now. And to be fair, my statement on GTA never really clicking with me, that's less a specific GTA problem. I'm just not really a big, like, open world gaming kind of person. It's not really been my thing. Either way, we managed to take home the W on Tiny Arena, and we can just keep on moving. But yeah, obviously these are just, you know, me rambling on about games I like and things that you know, maybe don't really click with me. You're like, I'm fully aware that, you know, you may hate my favorite game, and I might hate your favorite game. And, like, we don't always have to agree on every game in the world, and honestly, that's probably for the best, because if everyone looked at every game, good or bad, and just went, yeah, that's great, I feel like we would be in a much stranger position in terms of games and quality, you know? Because if everyone enjoyed the exact same kind of game, I feel like the industry itself would kind of just stop, I guess, and we would only realistically, and a few genres and styles would just, like, completely die out. Anyway, off we go. Off we go on Hot Air Skyway. And I flew that the wrong way, but hey, hopefully it won't be too much of an issue. Also, I just realized I did that entire section without drifting with it. Like, I did all that section power sliding, but didn't actually get any of the boosts. And I missed the C there, and I missed the R there, and I missed the jump there. Man, what has happened to me in the last, like, 5 minutes? Like, did I just form some form of curse against myself or something? What's happened here? But yeah, either way, there's a whole bunch of games, and, you know, there are thousands, tens of thousands, probably, of games in the world, you know. Not everyone's gonna like all of them. Honestly, I think if everyone did like every game, that'd be strange. Like, yeah, that was close. I saved it, but it was close. Okay, now, well, that wasn't really what I planned. I drifted, well, I hit the button for the power slide way too early. But on the plus side, well, that's Coco, who is just a tiny bit ahead of us. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now I just want to stick super close to the wall here. You know, I'll give up my lead there for a few seconds. I'll give up my lead and kind of grind my face against that wall, just to guarantee that I pick up that C. To now guarantee that I can pick up everything. And we are down at the third, down at the fourth. I didn't really want to use that instantly, but okay. To give myself, to call myself out on that, I did press circle, so that is on me, but whatever. Oh, well, I got another one instantly, so who cares? Off we go! Out the way, Coco! 1, 2, 3, jump. Okay, now I don't think I need to worry anymore. Because this is pretty much a done deal. 2, 3, 1, 2, drop that. Missed that, that's totally okay though. But yeah, at some point I might do that. At some point I might make like a huge list of like what my favorite games are. Like, probably not, it'll probably just be like in an arbitrary order, like, not like numerical, like, because I'll be totally honest, there are some games that I've played that I think are objectively better than others, but I like the ones that aren't quite as objectively better than others, or, if that makes sense. Like, you know when you play a game and it's like, yeah, I've definitely played things better than this, but I just enjoy this one more. Like, I definitely have a few like that. Either way, let's just keep going. But, oh, also, I may have misread this, but, like, earlier today, I was just, you know, doing my scrolling, as you do. And, I think I saw something about them making Death Stranding into a movie, which is interesting. Also, I still haven't played Death Stranding, but, you know, that's fine. I've had many other games to get around to playing. Also, so the following statement's probably just gonna... So, in a drastic tonal whiplash, I just remember, you know how VR was, like, a thing? And then just... I don't... Is VR still a thing? Like, I assume they're still making games with it. But, like, it seems like it kind of just had a moment of being popular, and then everyone kind of just went, yep, okay, we're done with that now. And honestly, I'm partial... Like, my main thought on VR is also a thought that I had back on the Wii, which is just, man, get more rail shooters on here. Like, the fact that VR like kind of had its like main big moment in the sun when it came out, and we never got like ports of Time Crisis or anything, is insane to me. It's just like, can I please play Time Crisis in VR? Like, that seems like a guaranteed easy slam dunk. Thanks, Dingodile. Thanks, Dingodile. Thanks a lot there, buddy. But yeah, like, I don't know. I've always just thought it would be really cool to have VR Time Crisis or VR House of the Dead. That would be so cool. I mean, obviously, I know that doing House of the Dead 1 might be a bit impossible with the original visuals, because, you know, lost source code and stuff. Also, words. I also remember scrolling yesterday and seeing a thing that was like, oh, Sega, like, doing something with licensing for a few other series. Like, I think it mentioned Jet Set Radio. Oh, I mean, Jet Set Radio was already shown. But, like, that was the thing at the Game Awards where they showed that they were like, hey, we're doing a new Jet Set Radio. But I also remember seeing one that was, I think it was Kid Chameleon? I think it was like Kid Chameleon and Eternal Champions. Like, I'll be honest, I did not expect to see Eternal Champions mentioned in 2023 as like a new thing Sega was gonna be maybe doing something with. Like, I thought that was done. I mean, to be fair, like, Eternal Champions is like that was a game that had, well, that was a series that had technically 2 games. How did I just go over VR there? I am now in a dire situation, because if I somehow miss that jump again on the next lap, I have to redo everything. So this is suddenly a lot scarier. But yeah, like, I know Eternal Champions existed. It was on, I think it was on the Genesis. I want to say it was on the Genesis. And then there was Challenge from the Dark Side, which added a few more characters and had the Cynicals and stuff, and that was on the Sega CD. And then, after that, there was kind of just nothing. And honestly, I think it could be kind of interesting to see Eternal Champions come back. Because it was kind of Sega's answer to Mortal Kombat, basically, for people who don't know. Oh, and honestly, I think the general premise was kind of cool. The idea of, like, this kind of grand tournament of where every fighter was someone who was supposed to do something great, who died before their time, all basically given a chance to pretty much fight for their lives and be able to become the great person they were supposed to be. Like, I think that is a really interesting concept for a game. And we win. Fantastic. That is all the CTR tokens for races complete. So that is 32 out of 32 acquired. Like, 16 trophies, 16 CTR tokens. So, what I'm going to do now is end off today's episode here, and next time, I didn't expect that to happen, to be honest. Next time, I'm just going to drive back to Insanity Beach for myself real quick, just for my own convenience. And next time, I'm going to be going back through all of the purple ones. And after that, it is time to get to the relic races. And I'm kind of dreading the relic races, but we'll see how it goes. So, Oh, so as always, feel free to leave a comment and click any buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I will hopefully see you all next time for more Crash Team Racing. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.